Hello, this is Jeffrey Tiefertiller back with another Service Management Leadership video. We thank you for joining us today on our YouTube channel and hope you'll look around at some of our other videos. Today's topic is service validation and testing, and it usually occurs in the release and deployment process, but I wanted to talk about some of the challenges. Some of the challenges we face as we test our releases or our changes, our projects, our enhancements before they go into production. And I warn you, this is straight out of the ITIL book. So if you have an argument with me on this, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to discuss it with you, and then we'll go look what ITIL says. And maybe we disagree with ITIL. I will say, in preparing for this video, I saw several typos in the V3 2011 books. I was kind of surprised, to be honest. But, you know, those of us that are ITIL nerds, we don't like seeing typos in our beloved books, do we? So anyway, let's get started on the challenges to our service validation and testing. So one of the hardest things, if not the hardest, is developing standards to test. What is our standards that we are going to test to and accept and develop an acceptance rate, things of that nature. It's measures, methods across projects, across suppliers, across everything. How do we develop standards in our service validation and testing function? How do we do this so our release and deployment process does great? Second of all is scheduling. And this is the one, if you ever have QA professionals you work with and you just want to drive them bonkers, ask them this question. Does everybody that needs your testing services, do they give you the right amount of timing that they estimate that this will take? And it drives them bonkers because people say, oh, I think this will be a half day, and it ends up being 3 weeks, right? And so your service validation and testing people, your QA people, are always thrown off because of the scheduling, because of the estimates of the people who submit things and need to be tested. This also throws off your release schedules as well, right? Since we said that service validation and testing falls within your release and deployment process, what does that do? So let's get better about estimating how long it'll take to test, what sign-off looks like, and what types of testing is needed. Also, there's a lack of understanding from stakeholder perspectives. What does this look like? What does testing? Remember, it's service validation and testing, so it's end-to-end. What do our stakeholders think needs to be tested? The answer is usually the service. So the next is the understanding of the risks. So your company, your IT organization, has a strategy about risk. All do, and if they don't, they should. How does your service validation and testing accept that risk, merge their process, let's call it a process, with this risk profile? Because different companies will put different levels of risk into their environment. Some track everything in a defect tracker like Jira or QC. Some still track that and then put junk into production, which offers a bunch of risks. Some companies don't put anything in unless it tests at 100%. So different companies have different risk profiles. And the SVT professionals, service validation and testing, need to make sure they understand the corporate risk environment, the IT risk profile, and merge their strategy with that. There's also the measuring variations between services and projects. And then lastly, encourage a culture based upon this risk. Because SVT is risk mitigation, just like most of your service transition processes and functions. This is Jeffrey Tiefertiller. We thank you for joining us today on Service Management Leadership. Please like or share the video, subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. Bye.